this person says, like, usually around 3 o'clock is when they're like antsy. They just shift. They even said their friend can tell, like, I don't even need to know what time. I don't even need to look at a clock. If I'm hanging out with you, when I see that shift, it's about 3 o'clock. So I'm like, there's something there. So what I'm asking is for you to reach out if this speaks to you at all. And if you do reach out, no, you're not the only one. Don't feel like, I feel so crazy. I'm reaching out to this guy and sharing my personal stuff. Oh, I must be crazy. It happens almost regularly. So please feel welcome. And if it doesn't pertain to you, I'm still kind of curious, because maybe I'm full of shit. Maybe it's just two people, very ironic similarities. But if you have some like unresolved childhood stuff that happened at a certain time of the day, and you now feel, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years later, that around the same time, something clicks in your mind, maybe this would be the moment right now where you're like, holy shit. Every day at noon, I'm like, oh, I just gotta do something. I wonder if something happened when you were a kid at noon, So if that speaks to you and it fits, let me know. I'm just curious. You don't have to tell me everything, but I'm curious because, again, I'm here to help teach and protect. But, like any leader, it's not the leader that does everything. It's the leader that takes care of his team and helps the team. And that's the whole objective of leading is, creating a good community to produce a certain result. And in this case, healing. It sounds so hippy dippy, but that's healing, recovery, fixing it, resolving, whatever words you want to use. Basically coming to peace with yourself and your past and your present so that you can live in the present. I like that shit. Oh, I'm gonna go take a cold shower, motherfucker. I'm sorry, that just really hit a note. This is like 3 minutes later, thinking about that analogy, metaphor. If I never let my ankle recover from being broken, I'd still be hobbling every day, and everyone would know about me. Like, you got the bad ankle. He's always got a gimp and a limp. He's always bitching, taking meds for it. Like, yeah, that will. Just like, you get old timer. Some old timers got some pretty horrible posture because they never resolved an injury. The backs hurt all the time because they never fixed the injury. So, yeah, we're no different, man. We would fix a broken bone, right? We fix stuff when the damage, right? I don't think anyone would look at a friend and be like, "Oh, dude, you broke your leg. Don't go to the doctor. Don't be a bitch. Just fucking deal with it, bro. Deal with it." No, we wouldn't do that. We'd be like, yo, go to the doctor, fix that shit. But in our culture, especially American culture, you're American. Why do you have any reason to be anxious or depressed? Everything's easy. Like, that's not how it works. We're human beings. And if we don't heal an injury, it just ails us all the time, forever. And we get used to it. And we're like, it's just the way it is. Happened back in happened this, happened that. Like, all right, if you want to go through your life on crutches and horrible posture and always feeling like shit and taking meds and always being uncomfortable, I don't wish that for you, but that's your choice. Just like most of us choose to not, acknowledge the shit we've been through, man. We've all been through shit, but most of us, I think, don't acknowledge it because there's this like, oh, it's not that bad compared to this person or this person. Like, trust me, just about everyone's story. If you think you're, oh, this is nothing, this guy did something crazy, he's experienced some really there's someone else out there that looks at your story higher than their story. I was only molested once. Some people are like, you were molested? What the fuck? I can't even imagine. So we all got our shit. So if you got an injury, fix it. Work on it. Case in point, I'm starting next week to finally talk to a professional about how to process the little boy in me. Because what I've learned is, my 12-year-old, so here's something that happens. So in youth, if you have like a traumatic event, oftentimes what happens is, which has happened to me, my 12 years old, there's this little boy that went through some weird shit, and he's still in that little bedroom, metaphorically, like sitting there like, what the fuck was that? I don't know how to feel. I don't feel safe. I'm just scared now. I'm just scared. He's still like kind of there in the back of the mind somewhere. So since that little boy hasn't really done anything, he's just sitting there in the back of the brain. He's not growing. He's not doing anything. He's staying like 12, trying to figure shit out. Which is why, ironically, I work with that age group, because my brain at age 12 is still age 12. So I see it anywhere from 10 to 14-year-old. I'm like, dude, I totally fucking know where you're at. I can just, because I'm 12 years old still, part of me. And the person I was talking to, very similar, teenage years, they bond very well as an adult with a teenage group, because their shit happened when they were that age. So part of their brain just isn't developed. So they're still kind of a child in a way, which needs some fixing. And that's why I'm starting. It was supposed to be this past Wednesday. Didn't happen. Did not happen. But putting it out there, I want to figure this shit out. So I'm taking my steps to actually talk to someone that understands this more, and I'm going to figure it out. Because I got this little weird kid in me that's like fucking scared still. And there's some sort of validation where it's like, I deserve that kind of behavior. I deserve that kind of treatment. Because a 12-year-old, you tell them like, this is what you're going to get. This is what you deserve. Like, they're kind of going to believe you, because they're kids. So part of my 12-year-old brain is still like, that's what you deserve. You just deserve to be violated. You shouldn't trust anyone. You shouldn't feel safe when you're sleeping. You should always keep the doors locked. Always keep a light on. Always keep a weapon ready. That's childhood and other stuff, but there goes the brain again. Just stop processing. Just like, we're done. So I'm not going to spend the energy to get it going, because it's exhausting. I had a closing point. I don't know. You're not alone. We've all been through some shit. And as I go through this program, I'm going to share that shit with y'all. And if you really need some really more direct help, this is where life coaching comes in. More like life mentoring, stuff like this. I've been on this journey. If you know my content, I'm super open about this. Very insightful, very reflective. I very much used to be an overthinker, but now I'm realizing, like, no, I just analyze data very thoroughly. Case in point, I can share this information, and hopefully a lot of you are like, I never thought about it that way. Well, good. You're not the person that breaks down every little fucking piece of data. I am. So hopefully all these rambling, eventually I'm gonna hit a note with you, for you, or maybe all the time, I don't know. But I'm on this journey, here to share it with you. If you want some more direct help, I do sessions and all that. So if that's something that calls to you, just message me, baby. But either way, if this time scale thing talks to you, I want to know about it. And I'll share that. I just shared information on someone else. You have no idea who they are, age, where they're from, male, female, black, white, gray, green, orange. Who fucking knows? No one knows except for me. So I keep your shit personal. HIPAA, baby. Yeah. Oh.